Rural Americans deserve access to the best of what our nation has to offer, especially health care. Across every state and every community, America's rural hospitals are the first line of defense, protecting our families, neighbors, and loved ones. No matter where you live, hospital care doesn't clock out. They're there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Each year, America's over 5,000 hospitals care for millions of patients, providing 24/7 emergency care, delivering babies, cancer treatments, and other life-saving care that patients rely on. Behind every one of those patients are doctors, nurses, and caregivers working tirelessly to keep people healthy and safe. Hospitals are our community's lifelines. They employ our neighbors and keep our families healthy. But now, some in Congress are threatening access to care. Tell Congress, protect patient care to keep America strong. Don't cut rural health care.
I love this song. John Cougar Mellencamp. The Jack theme continues. Jack Coos back on the ice for the Devils last night. Captain Jack today, Jumping Jack Blash. Jack and Diane right here, John Cougar Mellencamp. I'm excited to have O'Reilly on this. Well, I'm always excited. He's the best in the business, but there's so much to talk about. He was the best. He still is the best. He'll always be the best, whether it's every Thursday with me, Mondays with Cats. Every morning, he's got his morning message at about 7:30 on this program. His own amazing website, BillO'Reilly.com. Great TV, great interviews, great columns, the job he does every week with News Nation. He's great with Stephen A. He's actually legitimized. This is unbelievable, Chris Cuomo. He's the best. The bottom line is he's the best ever, and I love him. Bill O'Reilly. And, Bill, I got to tell you, I was thinking about you during the Ron Duguay conversation. I know you're an Islander fan. I know you're very close with Ledecky, who owns the team, but I know you're also a New York sports guy. You've been around a couple of years, so I know you remember Duguay when he was a big star with the Rangers, and I was thinking about you during that conversation.
Yeah, I used to run into Duguay at Oren and Aretsky's on 3rd Avenue in the 1980s. Early, it was a hot spot. All the models were up there, and for Duguay, like if there was a model, he could sense it 10 blocks away.
And he got them all. I mean,
the guy was when you watched him play, he was so flamboyant. They didn't wear helmets then, and his hair would be flowing as he skated down the ice, and he brought a lot of glamour to the game. And then subsequently, I run into him from time to time, and whenever these things happen, all he can say is, "Look, if you need anything, let me know." And you have to say prayers, which I do, and that's it. That's life. You know how it goes. That's
well said. It is funny, too, because he mentioned Sonny Werblin, and he said Werblin had Namath with the Jets, and Namath was doing Brute by Fabergé commercials. He's hanging out with Barra Fawcett. So he loved the fact that I was going to Studio 54. It wasn't until Herb Brooks came that he wanted to change all that. But you're a guy, Bill, that's also very, very friendly, very with Joe Namath.
Right. Well, Namath was a whole different situation. Hockey back then was a niche sport. It wasn't like it is now.
By the way, you're right. It's not like it is now, but it's still a niche sport. It's not baseball, basketball, or football in terms of popularity.
But it gets a lot of coverage on the sports pages.
Yeah.
And if you're a star, like the Quins, you can rock it pretty fast. Back then, hockey was basically the World Wrestling Association. So every team had a goon. The Rangers had Nick Foyturo from Staten Island.
Very good. Yep.
Right. Nick couldn't really skate. He had to do roller skates. And then when they wanted somebody beat up, they pushed Nick out.
I loved him
around the arena.
I loved him. There was one game against the Bruins. He literally went into the stands, and beat the living daylights out of a fan. Forget about Clark Gillies. He was in the stands.
I think he's still at the Boston Garden. He hasn't gotten through the 16,000 yet.
He could have taken them all on, the great Nick Fittiu. That's a great reference, Bill O'Reilly. Let's get to the more important thing here, and that is what we all witnessed on Tuesday night. Now, I'm in the bag. I admit it. I'm in the bag. But for me, that was the best speech I've ever seen from Trump. Other states of the unions, congressional addresses, cabinet meetings, rallies I've been to. I spoke at Madison Square Garden for him. This was the best, the way he weaved in his accomplishments while just destroying the Democrats, rewarding great Americans from veterans to little kids, and then really giving the Democrats a chance to walk out and just humiliating them. I thought it was Trump at its very best, but you know better than me, Bill O'Reilly. How'd you rate it?
Well, I think that was an excellent speech by Trump and helped him a lot. And there's a couple of different levels to analyze the speech. Number one, I was just really happy that you weren't arrested at the House of Representatives.
I never got there.
We had a pool. Yeah. What time is Sid going to be taken into custody?
Now, you know I never got there. I had it.
I know that.
Right,
but
Bill.
You just wrecked up my setup. Okay. And it's no accident you never got there, by the way. I mean, all the people that you think get delayed it. He's a CIA guy. So now he's not getting there. Okay.
Wait, so you're saying, and this is the smartest guy in the history of our business. You're saying that there was an active coup between the CIA and Amtrak to make sure I never made it to D.C.
Oh, Dan, that's been in development for about 6 months. All right. So it's just no way. You're lucky you didn't wind up in Poland. Okay, so there are two tracks here. The amazing track was that the man spoke for 1 hour and 48 minutes and did not stumble once. Not once. I've never seen that. Now, I consider myself one of the best teleprompter readers in the world.
Agreed.
Okay? I don't use a teleprompter now at all. I just, because I know the material and I just speak it to you. But when I did use a teleprompter, inevitably you're going to have a problem. You're going to mispronounce a word. You're going to go blah, 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 something like that. Not once. His cadence was always there. And you're talking to one of the longest speeches since William Henry Harrison. I mean, my God. And I'm sitting there going, and his inflections, the way he did it, and this is just a talent. So he was that. So logistically, the guy is far and away better than any president that I have. And I started with Calvin Coolidge. He's the first guy that you have recorded stuff, and that goes back into the 1920s. So 100 years. Secondly, the editorial composition of the speech. So they started writing the speech the week before Christmas. That's when the White House speechwriters began.
Wow.
6 of them. And there's a main writer. Sometimes it's Miller. Sometimes it's other guys. You don't know their names. Okay? And what they do is that they forge sections of the speech. Okay? And then they presented it to Trump about a month ago for what they call a rough draft. So these are the areas that we're going to get into. And then Trump says, I want to do more of this. I want to do less of that. Blah, blah, blah. And then it evolves based upon the news cycle. So they all knew that they had to get domestic up top because that's what's hurting the Trump administration right now, the high prices. And they got to get that in, which they did. Spent 2/3 of the speech on domestic. Here's what we're going to do. Here's how we're going to do it. Now, that's just standard issue. Every president does it. But they laid 2 traps. Now, I don't know who was responsible for that, but they were brilliant traps. Usually the presidents don't do that because they don't want to get involved. They want to bring together the country. Trump does not want to bring together this country. I mean, that's it.
Neither do they. So.
No, that's true, but that's what the president's put up there.
Right, I got it. Yep.
Okay? Well, I want to bring everybody together, and we're all Americans, we're all in this, and we should be working together, blah, 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 blah. Trump goes, I hate you. I don't want to bring you together.
These are crazy people.
Right. So the speechwriters don't have to bother with that. They don't have to put it in. So they laid 2 traps. And the first trap was that they're going to say, if you put American lives, if you think American lives are more important than foreign nationals, stand. Very simple. That could have been done in 6th grade. Okay? Now, why would they do that? Because the Constitution demands when you are elected, and somebody ought to read this to Mamdani, okay? The Constitution says your first responsibility as an elected official is to protect Americans. So they put themselves on the right side of the Constitution, and then they give the litmus test, stand or not stand. Now, the Democratic Party has no leadership at all, none. So there's no coordination among the House and Senate about what might happen. That doesn't happen. What they get is an email. We discussed this before. Every morning from K Street in Washington, from the radical left PACs, political action committees, telling them what the thought of the day is. That's what they get. It's kind of like that old show Romper Room. Okay, here's what the thought of the day is, kids.
Right.
All right. But there's no organized, I'm in charge of the Democratic Party. You better be careful. This might happen. So the dopey Democrats in the chamber, all right, they don't know what to do. Trump drops the bomb on them, and they're going, well, I better not stand up. I won't get any campaign fund money. Okay? And they don't. And therefore, independent Americans, not Kool-Aid drinkers on either side, they're going, what the deuce are you doing? You don't want to put the public safety of Americans above foreign nationals?
Come on.
Right. So Trump just wipes them out. And then the second one was not well noticed by the press, who couldn't wait to get back to Epstein after the speech because they knew Trump had done well. All right. The second was Obamacare. So the Trump administration is blaming Obamacare for health insurance woes. And you'll notice that one of the lines was, you guys all voted for that.
Yeah.
And it's a disaster now.
Yeah.
And everybody's paying more for health care because of you guys.
Brilliant.
And there's no answer to that.
No.
Democrats can't answer it because the stats are the stats. Most Americans are paying a lot more, not only for health insurance, but all insurance. And that is what's gutting the household budget. It's not steak. It's your car insurance, your house insurance, your health insurance. That's what's draining your money. So anyway, Trump gets all of this stuff in flawlessly, and then he brings in the hockey team. He's giving people medals, and
Beautiful.
I thought he was going to give out free hula hoops.
Yeah.
I thought everybody was going to get a hula hoop.
Like Oprah. Right. Everybody gets a car like Oprah.
Yeah. And so that's standard issue, of course. So top to bottom, almost 2 hours, he's winning on every issue.
You're right, and you broke it down brilliantly, but the question always is, and you've taught me a lot, because I said something an hour ago I never would have said. Because my first instinct was, yeah, Trump nailed it. You're right. He buried them. They had opportunities. They looked silly. It was just an amazing night for him and the Republicans, so we can't lose the midterms. But Bill O'Reilly said to me a long time ago that in this news cycle, every day is like a year. And the odds that people will remember in November what happened here are slim to none. If the economy is not better than it is and some of these wars are still an issue, it's not going to matter that Trump wiped the floor. He did. He embarrassed them. He wiped the floor with them. He made it very, very clear they are the less party. But it's not going to matter come November, or is it?
It will.
It will.
Because that's the baseline for every Republican running for office. The baseline is we, the Republican Party, are working on solutions to make your lives better financially.
And solutions that we have to come up with because it was them, right? You guys, right.
Well, people
right.
aren't going to care about that. They're not going to care that Biden was the second worst president ever. They're not. But what they will care about and what the Republicans will do is, we're trying. You really want those people?
No.
You really want the people who won't stand up for you in the House chamber, who are putting the welfare of foreign nationals above yours? Do you really want to vote for them? See, that theme is now going to be recurring, and it's going to go, right through to November. Then there's going to be other stuff, other traps that are going to be laid for the Democratic Party, voter ID.
Right.
Okay? So they'll get a bill, and then the Democrats are going to vote against it.
Yeah.
And so that theme that, hey, they don't care about you. They care about trans. They care about foreign nationals. That will continue.
Love this.
And that's a powerful message.
Oh, it is. No, it is. I'm so glad you're saying this because that's my instinct is that it worked great for the party, but I've been kind of schooled that take it easy, it's only February, but what you're saying is exactly what I want to hear. I do want to move, though, to one more story in the final 4 minutes. You and I both lived in Florida, okay? I've never been to Cuba. Have you?
Yes, I've been to Cuba.
I knew you were going to say yes. Tell me about this event that happened in the waters where a ship leaves Florida. They could not been up to anything good, by the way. They got 10 armed men on a boat, okay? So I don't think it was a family taking a vacation or a yacht and end up getting shot, murdered. 4 Americans killed by the Cubans, 6 more in the hospital. DeSantis and Rubio were going, we don't trust these guys no matter what they say. And I was told yesterday by a pretty important guy that Cuba is coming very, very quickly. Iran next week. You can bank on it. They're going to hit something next week. We are, I should say. And Cuba's right behind them. What do you think about this event that happened? And do you agree that right with Iran, Cuba could be next?
Yes, I agree with Cuba is in very bad condition. And the United States does not want to go in and do any military there, but they believe that the people will rise up in Cuba. But the Cuban secret police and the Cuban border authorities, they will shoot you. It's not like, taking you into custody or, interrogating you. They'll shoot you. Okay, so that's what happened. So these guys from Miami get in the speedboat and they're armed. That's about as dangerous a play as you can make. That's about as dangerous as being a New York City police officer going to Central Park in a snowstorm. It's the same level. You're going to get brutalized.
You're on fire today, Bill.
Yeah, I'm trying to be as vivid as I can be here on Sid and Friends.
Yeah, great.
But the Cuban government, and I taught a lot of those kids in high school when I was down in Miami teaching history and English. That island is as oppressed as any place on earth. I mean, these guys down there. When I was there, we had 2 of them just following us around. These secret police guys. They all wear big shirts. They're all chubby. They got their guns underneath the shirts. Shirts are outside untucked. And they just no person has any rights inside of Cuba. So it's like China.
Yeah.
Okay, you don't have any rights.
It's also like Tehran. I got to tell you, I watched, and I really compel everybody to watch it. One of the ladies that took part in making this series was found dead in an Athens hotel room last week. The series is called Tehran. It's on Apple TV. And it does a really good job of explaining the relationship, which is not good, between Iranian leaders and the Mossad. They put a girl from the Mossad into Iran to try to mess with their nuclear programs. It's very real. They even mention Tanaz or Tans, whatever the place is, that we actually bombed, the Tans. It's a great series, and it does show you how oppressed, especially women, still are in Tehran. So you could add that city to all that and watch that show. I think you'd love it on Apple TV called Tehran.
Well, look, that government is and has been, all right, one of the most oppressive on earth. They're not communists like Cuba or China, but they're theocrats. And if you don't do what they say, they feel justified in killing you.
And by the way,
by the way, by the Ayatollah Khomeini.
Who was?
Anwar Sadat.
Anwar Sadat, right. And communism, as bad as it is, it's not as bad as radical Islam. Sorry.
There's this whole little difference. In both systems, you have no rights. You just don't have any rights.
But they'll kill you quicker, radical. Well, maybe not. I don't know. Maybe you're right.
These guys, I mean, boy, I'll tell you, there's not a lot of difference between the totalitarian assassins.
Yeah.
You know, maybe somebody's watch is a little slower, but you're going to blow your brains out if they're ordered to do so.
Yeah, that's a good point. You're right. Listen, Bill, you got to be the smartest guy alive. I swear to God. And this was great.
You know, the nuns who taught me would definitely dispute that at St. Bridget's School.
Yeah.
I want to tell you and everybody else that on March 4th, Wednesday, I have engineered a coup d'etat on News Nation. I'm taking over Cuomo's entire show.
Really?
The whole hour at 8 p.m. Eastern on March 4th, Wednesday night, and I'm bringing back the Factor.
Come on.
I'm bringing it back.
For forever or one night?
Well, no, it's a one-off because Cuomo's out on assignment.
So, and they're letting you actually bring back the Factor, the greatest show in the history of cable television. By far, like President Trump says, the Factor is back.
Factor is back on March 4th, News Nation, 8 Eastern. And we're going to have some lineup. Wait till you see this.
Oh, I can't wait.
So we're going to have a lot of fun. And I think it's going to be an event. You're going to see a throwback there. And I'm still at the top of my game, so this is not an old-timers game here.
Oh, God, no.
I'm throwing the fastball right under your chin.
Damn right you are. So you'll be able to use everything from the logo to whatever you used in the past. You can use it here in this case, or did Fox own that?
No, I'm using every mannerism.
Woo.
All of my obnoxious capabilities will be on display.
All right.
I even put a call into Barney Frank, but nobody knows where Barney is. So we're trying to find him.
Oh, Barney Frank, that would be great. Oh, that would be great. Well, I'm excited about that, folks. March 4th, News Nation, Chris Cuomo's show goes back to the greatest show ever, The Factor. Bill O'Reilly, I love you. Great job as always. Not good, great. Thank you so much.
Have a good weekend, Sid.
You
Appreciate
too, Bill.
it.
Feel good, okay, pal? There he is, the great Bill O'Reilly. Tremendous on this show every Thursday. Monday with Katz and Cosby. Does his morning message, has his own website, BillO'Reilly.com. And as you heard, coming up on March 4th, The Factor is back on News Nation. We'll take a break. Still to come, the great Patriot, the best. Amazing artist, too, Scott Lebedo. I'll hand the ball off to Brian Kilmeade in about 28 minutes.
Every week, the Payne family cuts straight to the real financial story.
The one question, Bob, everyone's asking is, are we in an artificial intelligence bubble? You've been through boom and busts. What do you think?
No hype, no myths. Just what actually matters to your money.
Does feel very similar to what we experienced in the 90s. Where are we, though? Are we in 1995, 1997, 1999?
Listen to the Pain Points of Wealth on the Red Apple Podcast Network.